This screencast goes over how to solve a quadratic equation by using the quadratic formula. Quadratic formula has to happen when you have ax squared plus bx plus c equal to 0. And when that is the case, you can use the quadratic formula, which is boxed in red. X equals negative b plus or minus square root of b squared minus 4ac all over 2a. If you go to YouTube and Google quadratic formula, you can probably find some pretty clever videos helping you find ways to remember that. So, having said that, let's actually show you how it works. I have x squared plus 9x plus 14 is equal to 0. My quadratic equation is equal to 0. There is a 1 here in front of my x squared, that's my a 9 in front of my x, my b, and my constant term is 14, which is c. So substituting into that quadratic formula, negative b plus or minus square root of b squared minus 4ac divided by 2a, that gives me the following. X equals, b is 9, so negative b is negative 9 plus or minus square root of that 9 squared minus 4 times a, which is 1, times c, which is 14, divided by 2 times 1. Simplifying, that gives me negative 9 plus or minus square root of 9 squared is 81, and then we're going to subtract 56. When we do that, that will give us an answer of 25 divided by 2. If we can simplify the square root, we do. In this case, I can simplify the square root of 25. It's 5. So I have negative 9 plus or minus 5 divided by 2, which means we have two answers. X equals negative 9 plus 5 divided by 2, or x equals negative 9 minus 5 divided by 2. In other words, I have x equals negative 4 divided by 2, or negative 2. The other part gives me x equals negative 14 divided by 2, which gives me negative 7. So my two answers are x equals negative 2 or x equals negative 7. Next example, we have 3x squared plus 5x minus 2, once again equal to 0. We're equal to 0. We can go right into our quadratic formula. Negative b, so that's going to be negative 5 plus or minus square root of that 5 squared. Minus 4 times a, which is 3, times c, which is negative 2, divided by 2 times a, which is 3. So I have negative 5 plus or minus square root of, let's see, we have 5 squared minus 4 times 3 times a negative 2, which my calculator tells me is 49, divided by 6. That simplifies into negative 5 plus or minus 7 divided by 6. So we have negative 5 plus 7 divided by 6, which gives me 2 divided by 6, which reduces to the fraction 1/3. Or we have negative 5 minus 7 divided by 6, which gives me negative 12 divided by 6, or in other words, negative 2. So there are my two answers there. Next example, x squared plus 7x plus 9 equals 0. Okay, already equal to 0, quadratic formula, here we come. B is 7, so negative b is negative 7 plus or minus square root of 7 squared minus 4 times 1 times 9, which is my c, divided by 2 times 1. So that gives me negative 7 plus or minus the square root of 13 when we simplify the expression under the radical, divided by 2. I cannot do anything else with that, so that is my answer. Because if I take the square root of 13, we get a decimal, and we aren't going to get a decimal form of the answer. Negative 2x squared plus 4x equals negative 2. Not equal to 0. Now, I have a choice here. I can actually go ahead and just take the 2 over, which is actually the simpler form. My answer looks a little complicated when I do that, but we can do that. Negative 2x squared plus 4x plus 2 equal to 0. So negative b this time is negative 4 plus or minus square root of 4 squared minus 4 times a negative 2 times a positive 2. divided by 2 times the negative 2. So that gives me negative 4 plus or minus square root of, let's see, we get 32 over negative 4. Now, I could leave my answer like that. X equals negative 4 plus or minus square root of 32 divided by negative 4. Or if we turn around and divide everything by negative 1, we get 4 plus or minus. It's still plus or minus because the plus becomes a minus, the minus becomes a plus. Square root of 32 divided by positive 4. Either form of the answer is okay here. Last one. 2x squared minus 5x is equal to 3. Once again, not equal to 0. Subtract my 3. This one won't be quite as messy as the last one because it's a positive 2 in front of my x squared. Now that it's equal to 0, substituting into quadratic formula, negative b. Oh wait, b's already negative. So negative of a negative is a positive 5 plus or minus square root of negative 5 squared minus 4 times 2 times a negative 3, all divided by 2 times 2. Let's see, that gives me 5 plus or minus square root of, let's see here, 49 divided by 4. That simplifies. We get 5 plus or minus 7 divided by 4. So we have 5 plus 7 divided by 4, or 5 minus 7 divided by 4. That gives me 12 over 4, which is 3. Or I get negative 2 over 4, which reduces to negative 1/2. And that concludes this screencast on how to solve using quadratic formula.